बीज पूरगदेक्षकर्म पुरुजा चक्राब्जपाशोत्पल व्रयग्रस्पपुषान् रत्नकलशैः प्रोद्यत्कराम्बोरुवः ध्येयो वल्लभया सपद्मकरया आश्लिष्टोज्ज्वलद्भूषया विश्वोत्पत्तिविपत्तिसंस्थितिकरो विघ्नेश इष्टार्दद श्रीनाथादिगुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पीठत्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौघं वटुकत्रयं पदयुगं धूतीक्रमं मण्डलम् वीरान्ध्यष्टचतुष्कषष्टिनवकं वीरावळी पञ्चकम् श्रीमन्मालनिमन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरोर्मण्डलम् माधर्मे मधुकैटभग्निमहिषः प्राणापहारोद्यमे हेलानिर्मितधूम्रलोचनवधे हे चण्डमुण्डर्दिनी निःशेषे कृतरक्तबीजनुजे नित्ये निशुम्भापहे शुम्भध्वंसनि संहरा सुदुरितन् दुर्गे नमस्तेऽम्बिके सर्वं श्रीचण्डी महालक्ष्मी श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि तर्पयामि नमः सद्गुरुं श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि तर्पयामि नमः ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः लं पृथिव्यात्मिकायै गन्धं कल्पयामि ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः हम आकाशात्मिकायै पुष्पाणि कल्पयामि ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः यं वायुवात्मिकायै धूपं कल्पयामि ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः रम् अग्नयात्मिकायै दीपं कल्पयामि ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः वम् अमृतात्मिकायै अमृतं महानैवेद्यं कल्पयामि ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः सं सर्वात्मिकायै समस्त उपचारपूजां समर्पयामि. What did I do just now? I invoked Gandham, Pushpam, Dhupam, Deepam, Naivedyam, Mahanaivedyam, and then Sarva Samarpanam. But where are these items? I can't see any items anywhere around me. But how did I offer? That is the speciality of being a sadhaka or a upasaka. Yep. And the entire class is about that. How is that we are invoking or offering these elements, which is traditionally called as Pancha Upachara. Pancha Upachara Pooja. The basic of the puja is in Sri Vidya, it is Pancha Upachara Pooja. Okay. The next is, as you all know, Shodasha Upachara Pooja. Okay. Shodasha means 16. As Pancha Upachara means 5 elements are offered. Shodasha Upachara is little more elaborate with 16 Upachara Seva. And then we have Chatushashti Upachara Seva. And all the qualifying students who are going to the next levels will be learning even to perform Chatushashti Puja in our Mahavidyalaya, both in Bhavana and also in practice. And not just individually, we collectively together will be performing Chatushashti Puja to Devi Lalita Mahatripura Sundari in the coming days. You know, we will be even offering a lipstick to her in that puja. She's the, I mean, I'm not saying it's there in the Navavarna description itself, actually. So we will talk about that when we go to the Chatushashti Puja, actually. So this is the 3 major pujas as it is described in Sri Vidya. So the basic is the Panchopachara Puja. And this Panchopachara Puja, a sadhaka who is initiated in any of the Bija Mantra gets naturally qualified to invoke these 5 upacharas from the Panchabhuta tattvas that is present within the body and convert that Panchabhutam into these offerings and give it to Ambika, who is again in the same body actually. So all the offerings, all the Devi, all the Panchabhutas, the Sadhaka, the Guru, the entire system is within us. It's not outside us. This is the foundational understanding which we are bringing in. Because the moment when we talk about puja or the rituals in English, we immediately start looking for paraphernalia, what is called as the samagri actually. And how long we are going to keep doing this, the search of samagri, you tell me? Till the time we have money, till the time we have physically the body is able to do it. Yes. If these two things are not there, then I may not qualify to do the Upachara Seva to Devi. You remember that Payasam story which I narrated to you all? We are all qualified to do it. The only thing is that we need to reach there actually. And I'm sure today's class is going to give the foundational understanding as how to invoke these elements from body and take it to Devi, who is again present in the same body. So there is a powerful and a subtle connection or a relationship between three things, students. You can make a note of this. That is Panchabhutas, Aksharas, and the Puja Tattva. Okay? Panchabhutas, Aksharas, and Puja Tattva. And all these three are connected with what is called as Bija Mantra. Bija. Any Bijam. And that Bija Mantra, you have to have it from the Guru only. Then only it will work out. The Guru has to give the Bija Akshara. So, what are these foundationally Aksharas? How many Aksharas are there? 51 Matrika Aksharas. Matrika Devis, 51 in number. We will look into them later in detail. Who are the 51 Matrika Aksharas Devi? Where are they present in the body? And what are their functions? We will take it up in the new semester. This will be one of the class. And we will be practicing them actually. Where they are present in the body and how to invoke them actually. Matrika Aksharas. So Matrikas, they are Aksharas. When you get the Bija Mantra, what happens? These Aksharas become Bija Mantras basically. Alphabets, powerful alphabets in simple words. You're putting a, you're making the alphabets, sugar coated, making it much more tastier for yourself. These Aksharas are very foundation in Tantra, students. That's the reason you see you almost like 40, 50 of you have got your reports today. How I've interpolated the report, the importance of Akshara, this, that. Why? Because as a teacher, I believe out of the 700 mantras which is there in Devi Mahatmyam, if you're going to chant one to the expected precision, that would be a great success actually. One mantra out of the entire 700 mantras. And the moment you are connecting, it is connecting to Shripuram actually. And she is blinking her eye, thinking about you. Just imagine that moment. It's not that you are going on chanting 700 mantras on a day-to-day basis. And even I am also, there is this one famous movie actually in Tamil, it's called as Baba, Rajinikanth movie. In that one character is there. This Rajinikanth actually gets Devi Darshan. He's number one rogue actually. Okay. So for some reason, Devi's Darshan he gets, and he gets 3 Varapradhanam from Devi. And how he is using these Varapradhanam is the story all about. That is what is the story. So this friend of Rajinikanth who is there, he's like somebody like us, always chanting, attending classes, going to temple, putting vibhuti and doing all puja, bhajan and everything. So he will say, I am taking bath 3 times a day. I am brushing my teeth for 5 times a day. I am eating only sattvic food. I am going to temple morning and evening. I am chanting all the shlokas, mantras, and everything on this earth. For me, she didn't give darshan. For you, he gave darshan. So it is something similar to that. So instead of going on chanting endlessly things, though we are learning, there is no doubt about it. But out of that entire learning, if one thing is going to click, everything will click actually. That is what is the speciality of this entire Mahavidya. You understand? Knowing that which everything will be known. That is the Upanishad statement. You just know one thing, and that one thing will reveal everything to you actually. The other day, somebody asked me, how do you have so much of knowledge on all these things? You know, what did I answer? I myself don't know, I answered. I myself, I don't know. How did I get this? When I have to really look for an answer, the only answer I have is Guru Kataksham I got. For some hook and crook reason, my Guru was impressed with me. Therefore, everything worked out for me. Simple. Otherwise, how this is possible? Sattima na class edukku. You know that I am not the person who is talking or taking the class, because when I have to think myself, when I have to look myself into the mirror, I consider myself the fool number one in this entire world. But how this fool is able to talk all these things? Guru Kripa, Guru Kataksham, Guru Anugraham. If that clicked in, everything worked out, I guess. Maybe. So we are doing everything because at least in everything, at least one thing will click, so that everything will align with that. That is the basic idea here. So that's the reason we are giving very importance, that foundational importance, to the chanting in our Mahavidyalaya, because it is not taken as a casual thing actually. You study, there are some people who are going to repeat for the third year actually, learning the Devi Mahatmyam. But it is nice, it is fine, it is not considered to be a failure. It is considered to be a refinement, it is considered to be a progression actually. Unless and until in the material world, which can be seen as a failure, but here it is seen to be a progression actually. That is the difference in these aspects of education and the other aspect of the material education actually. So the chanting is foundation, students. So that one sentence, one verse, if you're going to chant to the way it should be, then it will work out for everything actually. So that's the reason this entire Bijakshara, the entire Aksharas, which is there in the Devi Mahatmyam or Lalita Sahasranamam or any of the text which is infused with the mantras, they have what is called as 5 elements very much embedded within them actually. What are the 5 elements? Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Sham. Actually, it is Hum only. Sum is a sum total combination of all the elements together. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Hum only. 5 elements. What is Sham? Sum is the sum total of all the 5 elements combined together. That's the reason we say Sam Sarvatmikaye Samasta Upachara Pujam Samarpayami. Samasta Upacharam. All the Upacharam together in a permutation combination I'm offering to you. So now at the first glance, these may look like very simple sounds or something we chant mechanically or we invoke mechanically. But within the tantric or even within the yogic perspectives, these are not just sound, students. These are the very essence of our life energy that we carry, it seems. The living forces, that I am alive, I am alive, that is recognized or that is invoked through these 5+1, the 6 aksharas, the mantra bijas actually. Therefore, These six aksharas, the matras, are the bridge between our consciousness and the creation, actually. Got it? So when we talk about consciousness connected to creation, we come to the fundamental point. What is the fundamental point? Shabdam. Yes? Amma. What is the first thing the Vagdevi spoke? Amma. Ma. The sound. Sound is not secondary, actually. Sound is something we produce immediately after the creation. The child, when the child is born, what is the first thing the doctors will test students? Tell me. The child has to cry, actually. And crying in itself is a sound, actually. They don't see whether the heart is functioning or the child is able to hear, or whether the legs and hands are. That is all next. First thing is what? The child has to cry, actually. Crying, the sound that comes out, actually. So, sound, therefore, is the part of the creation itself. The sound is a part of the creation. And all the sounds that arises through the process of refinement, that is from gross to subtle, finally resolves in the ultimate sound, which is called as, guess what? Om. And Om is the primordial vibration. Om is the primordial vibration. So far, so good? Hmm? And as all beings, what is the unique capacity that we have? Why you are all sitting and listening to me now, leaving everything behind? Because of the Vak Shakti, because of the speech that I have. So therefore, fundamentally, speech is essential way to communicate to the cosmos. Speech is the fundamental way in which we communicate with the cosmos, or in other words, the world, actually. But when we talk about speech, it is not just about talking. Please understand, not in the simple English understanding of talking, but speech here is referred to the idea of vak. That is the divine word. It is not simply the understanding from English, but the divine word, vak, in other words, vak shakti. Vak shakti. And what is the Vak Shakti all about? Vak Shakti is Sakshat Parashakti. Vak Shakti is ultimately Parashakti. So, students, so when we speak, we are not just expressing thoughts. People think that we are expressing thoughts. Okay, that you express your thoughts. This is what we say, right? You communicate so that you express your thoughts. But it is not that we are doing. That is not the only thing we are doing. There is a greater, larger picture behind it. You know what? We are actually participating in creation itself, actually. We are participating in the creation in itself, actually. Because mantra is so powerful. And because mantra is not just a meaning, mantra is the vibration that carries the consciousness, actually. Mantra is the vibration which is carrying the consciousness. Now, when we are talking about mantra, vibration, and consciousness, there is some other important correlation will come in actually. The point is the bridge between what is pranan and what is speech actually. Because pranan is constantly connected with our speech, right? Actually, the vak shakti. Prana shakti and vak shakti is going parallel actually. So without pranan, speech has no life. And without speech, pranan has no direction. Correct? Therefore, how we can put it across? Pranan is the energy behind all the expressions actually. Pranan is the energy behind all the expressions. And speech is the pranan taking a form. Because pranan has no form. But when the pranan is mixed with the speech, it is taking a form. Whatever you are writing is getting into a form. Whatever I'm speaking is abstract. But it is when you're writing, it is getting into a form actually. In the paper, it is getting a form. Yes? You got it? So that is why, students, the mantra sadhana becomes so central in our upasana because mantras in mantra sadhana, the breath becomes the central force. Because my Gurunathar will always say, மந்திரம் வந்து நம்மளுடைய மூச்சு காத்தோட கலந்துரணும். That mantra should get intertwined with your breath actually. Mantra should get intertwined with your breath. So, in mantra, therefore, is not just at the level of our tongue, actually, but at the level of our mind, our senses, and at the level of the deepest of the deeper consciousness within us. You understand? We might think that I am chanting Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, Shrimat Simhasaneshwari through my tongue. No. It is connected with my mind. It is connected with my sense. It is connected deep into my consciousness, actually. And the expression is just coming through my mouth, through my tongue, actually. You understand what I'm trying to say? Shall we go one step deeper? Are you able to understand until here? Can I take you to the next step? Okay. The tradition, the Sri Vidya theories, basically tells us that the speech has four levels, actually. You would have heard this, actually. The speech has four levels. The first one is Vaikari. The first one is Vaikari. That is the audible speech. What we are doing now. What exactly I'm doing and you're able to listen. This is Vaikari. Okay. Second, Madhyama. Madhyama. That is the inner speech, the thought and the feeling. Inner speech, the thought and the feeling. Okay. The third one is Pashyanti. Pashyanti. Where sound is not yet a word. The sound is not yet a word, but it is a perception. It is a perception or it is an insight. It is a perception or it is an insight. And the fourth one, para, is pure, silent, undivided speech. Pure, divided, pure, silent, undivided speech. Where sound and consciousness are one. Where sound and consciousness are one. So how it starts, the early stages of the sadhana, the guru is there, the guru is going on giving instructions, and we keep following the instructions. We keep doing, we keep doing, we keep failing, we keep doing. We go and repent to him, and then he will rectify. He might scold us, he might give us possible solutions. We will keep going, keep going, keep going, and at a fine stage, what will happen? We will go to guru. He might not speak, he might just look at us, but we will understand what he is conveying to us actually. He doesn't have to speak. You don't have to speak. Through the mind, the transmission will happen actually. Okay? And moving from there, what will happen? There is no need for mind transformation also, but the spuranam is there actually. Spuranam means it is automatically, it is building up actually. The moment you think about your guru, the moment, even you don't have to think about your guru, you feel that the guru is within you to speak about this actually, giving you instructions, guiding you, taking you forward. And from there, the guru and the shishya becomes one and the same, and the actions remain without any kind of foundations, without any without any undividedness. There is a unification of the guru and the shishya tattva actually. And when guru and shishya tattvas are coming together, ultimately paradevata is coming there, and together she is there actually. That's the reason at that stage, even if the guru is not there in the body, in the physical body, we can still connect with the guru. So Vaikari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, and Para. These are the 4 stages of speech actually. Now, why this is important for us? Because mantra is not to stay with us only in Vaikari. Please understand. But we begin to chant loud. But gradually the mantra must descend inward actually. Must get inward. That is, from our mouth, it goes to the breath. And from the breath, it goes to the heart. And from the heart, it goes to the navel. And from the navel, it goes to the root actually. Mouth, breath, heart, navel, root. This inward journey is very essential, because before we speak of the ascent, we must understand the descent, because in Sri Vidya, it's always the descent we talk about. In other places, they keep talking, going next level and next level. We don't do that. We keep coming down actually. Because Devi is in the lower triangles actually. We come down actually. This is a very unique way of, learning and exploring actually. So therefore, the power of speech must first come down. That is how it will, what will happen, students, when the mantra japam is done in a very consistent manner, in a very systematic manner, under the guidance, or under the preview of the guru, what happens, let me tell you. The mind will start turning into inward actually. The mind is now external for us, it's all external. It will turn inward. The guru will make to turn it inward, or the mantra will make it to turn inward. Both the guru and the mantra are one and the same actually. And then what will happen? Because the mind is turning inward, the breath will deepen for us actually. The breath will deepen. And once the breath got deepened within ourselves, the sound of that mantra will touch the very base of our being actually. The sound will touch the very base or the foundation of our very existence itself actually. Okay. So this is very important for us to unfold. And this will happen with systematic guidance, with systematic training, actually. With systematic progression, it will happen. And now, with this understanding, let us get into the further ways of understanding what is Bija Mantras. Because we are all fascinated with Bija Mantras, actually, for some reasons. I do not know why. So let me talk a little bit on that. Bija Mantras are basically not to be considered as isolated syllables, actually. We have to see the Bija Mantras as a journey of our consciousness through these 5 elements only. Because our entire being is made of these 5 elements, actually. Are able to understand? And unless and until we will not systematically keep purifying these elements, the Bija Mantras will not be able to penetrate deep within us. You understand what I'm trying to say? We are supposed to cleanse. See, the same mantra which we use for our mantra japam and everything, with the same mantra only we do with the purification and the cleaning process also we do with the same bija mantras only. What does it mean actually? Mantras have the power to cleanse actually. So it is cleansing the system. When I'm talking about cleansing, don't take it to be a papi or something like that. Like even that is the idea. That is a very meager idea. I'm talking about the karmic cleansing, basically the actions and reactions which unfortunately we have done so much. Actually, you understand all the unnecessary, unfortunate actions and reactions which have compiled within us. Actually, that needs to be cleansed through the 5 elements. Actually, and those elements are cleansed through the bija aksharas. Got it? And once this is happening, what will happen? Look, your all well-known word is coming now. Then the Kundalini Shakti. The Kundalini Shakti, I generally don't talk in these languages, but I have to because this is somewhere connecting deeper there actually. Then the Kundalini Shakti awakens, very important 2 words I'm going to say. This Kundalini Shakti is going to awaken in a very safe and a steady manner. This is very important. Okay. Now let me talk about the 5 elements. Let's begin with Lam. Lam is the bijam of Prithvi, the earth element. Earth is not just soil. Earth represents 4 things, students: stability, structure, support, and form. Because of these 4 aspects, it allows our existence to hold itself actually. Because of the stability, structure, support, and form which is there, that's the reason we are able to exist and hold ourselves to the earth. In our body, that is in our shariram, the root is Mooladharam. The root is Mooladharam. What is Mooladhara Chakra? Survival, grounding, and stability. Mooladharam is all about survival, grounding, and stability. So when we chant Lam, we are not activating a chakra mechanically. That is a Mooladhara chakra mechanically. We are aligning ourselves with the principles of sacred grounding. The grounding is becoming sacred here, actually. It is not a mechanical process. It's a sacred process. Without Lam, nothing can sustain, or we cannot proceed further, because that is the foundation. That includes even the religious practices, including spirituality that we practice. It requires stability. Even the puja needs a asanam, for both for us and also for Devi actually. Without a asanam, we cannot do. Correct, na? So the seat or the structure is the foundation actually. And first puja, what we do? Asana puja only we do. Correct? Without that, we cannot do anything further. So Lam is the beginning of all the worship. Lam is the beginning of all the worship. And in Panchopachara, Lam is represented with Gandham, offering of Gandham. Lam Prithivyatmikaye Gandham Kalpayami or Samarpayami. Kalpayami means when we offer it through us, it is Kalpanam only. So when we offer this Pratyaksham, we offer Gandham, then it is Samarpanam actually. That is the difference, Kalpanam versus Samarpanam. So from Lam, let's go to the next one. From Lam, we move to Vam. Vam is the bija of Apaha. Apaha means water. Apo ishta mayo buvaha. Sorry about that. Vam is the bija of Apaha, that is water. Water is three things. Three aspects are important for water: flow, adaptability, and receptivity. So students, if the earth is giving structure, water gives the life and movement to that structure. Water is giving life and movement to that structure. In our body, we can realize this in terms of three important things actually. One is the taste, the emotions that we undergo or we experience, and the fluidity actually, the fluids actually, including the reproductive fluid. Therefore, Vam represents relationships actually. Vam represents relationships. In puja, water is everywhere actually. Purification, abhishekam, offering, consecration, achamanam, correct? Everywhere we see water is there. Water receives and it carries a subtle energy, students, with the mantra. So, Vam actually expresses, it is not rigid, but it is expressive in nature. It fundamentally makes us flow, receive, and connect. It makes us to flow, receive, and connect. Okay. So from here, let's go to Ram. From Vam to Ram. Ram is Agni or fire. Fire represents transformation. It represents digestion, actually. Not just the food, but the experience that we undergo, actually. It is the force that converts the raw into a refined thing. The raw into a refined thing. Yes, na? Correct, na? Very simple. Rice, raw rice is into a cooked rice. It gets converted, actually. In the body, it is in the navel, the Jatagni, it is called as, or the digestive fire. It is because of the digestive fire we are able to, whatever we are eating, we are able to, it's segregating into various elements, and the waste is coming out as excreta, actually. In sadhana, this is represented as tapas. This is represented as tapas. Without ram, nothing can change. Every sadhaka will be put into a fire. If you really want to transform, it's not a safe path, actually. You understand? There's no safe game. I'm sorry to say, actually. You have to undergo transformation. You will be put through the fire. You need to walk through the fire and you have to come the other side, actually. So without ram, nothing changes. So ram in puja is not just the lamp or the homam or the fire elements that we see. It is the transformation that it represents, actually. Now from ram, we move to yam. Yam is what? Vayu, that is air. Air represents three things, students: movement, expansion, and connection. Movement, expansion, and connection. Kamakshi. In the heart, it is represented as anahata. It is in the heart and it is represented with anahata. And it does three important things. The two things are very exclusive, and the third thing, it is coming from the previous one, that is from the VAM. It is coming because every element is scaffolding, students. You understand, na? Without one element, the other element cannot work out. They are all working in permutation and combination. That's the reason in some they are all becoming a permutation, actually. So we cannot skip any of the element, actually. They all have to work with a proper coordination among themselves, actually, for us to experience the higher level of consciousness or Devi within us, or to experience our own self, whatever ways we have to put it across. So what are the three things? It represents circulation. It represents the touch. And the third thing is that because of the experience with the circulation and touch, it is deeply connected with relationship also. It's connected with relationship. So yam represents the movement of life through us. It represents the movement of life through us. My Gurunathar will say this in a very funny manner, sometimes in a jokingly he will say, where is God? You can't see God, but you can experience. But the best example is air. You can't see air, but you experience the air, actually. Correct? Just because of the reason you cannot see air, can you deny the existence of air, actually? No, we cannot do that. So similarly, God is also the same. He's there everywhere, just like air. Just because of the reason you are not able to see him or see her, that doesn't mean that you will reject her. Or you rejecting doesn't make any sense, actually, because they are already present there. If I say that air is not present, no, it doesn't make any sense. So similarly, that's the idea that is related with God actually. So therefore, in puja, this is devotion. It is an offering of our feeling. In other words, in the Sri Vidya language, what is feeling is called bhavana. Very important for us. Bhavana. And this is an expansion of the individual into universal actually. That in Tamil we say "Katoda kata kalandurno." You go and mix yourself. You become one with the air. Actually, tum hawa ke saath mil jaoge. So that is the idea. So you become one with. So that is the idea expressed here. You from the individual you become universal. Actually, so from here, from yam, we move to hum. Is akasham. That is ether, which is in other words space. What are the three qualities? Subtle, expansive, all pervasive. Subtle, expansive, all pervasive. So it is the field in which everything is existing. It is the field in which everything is existing. And in the shariram, in our body, this element, that is yam, is connected with throat, directly with speech in itself. And it becomes very important for us because speech has to be refined. Imagine if I have to sit and keep blabbering for 1 hour. Will you all listen to me? Nobody will listen to me. So, what I am doing, the refinement actually, the refinement, that's the reason you're spending this 1 hour, 1.5 hours list. So, the refinement. So, sound becomes not just an utterance, but it is resonating with you. Whatever I'm saying, it is resonating with you. So, that resonance is very important. Therefore, hum actually opens a very subtle awareness, students. A very subtle awareness it opens within us. And this is the place where actually, according to the theories of Sri Vidya, the mantra moves from the gross sound to the vibrational presence. From the gross to the vibrational. Finally, we go to some. Some, as I said, it's not just another element, but it is the integration of all the 5 elements together. Integration. And as integration, it is doing 3 things, 3 functions: balancing, harmonizing, and centering. Balancing, harmonizing, and centering. And while doing all these 3 things, in our lives, we keep seeing a lot of people who says, I am trying to balance everything. I am trying to bring harmony into everything. But they are the ones who create a lot of chaos, unfortunately. You know, I'm sorry to say this. That's the harsh reality here. But here, as far as some is concerned, when some is balancing, harmonizing, and centering, it leads to stillness. It leads to what is called as stillness. When there is truly balancing, is there true harmony, is there true centering of all the elements are there, it leads to stillness actually. From chaos, it will lead to stillness. So therefore, if hum expands, some brings inner cohesion actually. So to sum up whatever I have been saying, from lam to hum, we move through all these 5 elements, and from some, or at some, there is an integration. And at that stage, we move towards silence. We move towards silence. And that silence is what is called as paravak. It's called as paravak. And this is what Mahaperiva, Puja Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati, actually asked us to consciously practice. You know what Periva asked us to do? You decide at least monthly once, if not 15 days, weekly once or 15 days once or monthly once, try to absorb maunam actually. Maunam means silence actually. Kashta maunam, that too. Not that you keep maunam and you keep giving instruction in your hands like that and all, you should not do. Kashta maunam. No actions, no reactions, nothing. And I have seen Periva devotees actually following it actually. Now I don't know who is following. Even I'm not following actually. Trying to follow. Maybe that day I can put it in the timetable. Kashta maunam. No class. That's it. Enjoy one day within the 4 walls. Maybe we should do that actually, I guess, moving forward. So that silence, to experience that silence is very important, it seems. And Periva felt maybe this is the best exercise the students can do, because, automatically they get into it actually. Otherwise, when you are going to reach that stage and then you remain silent, actually, at least try to remain silent now itself, Periva would have thought about that actually. So this is where, that is the paravak, where the puja becomes a complete sense. That is, because initially puja was external. We offer flowers, water, light, and everything, this, all kinds of things. But gradually what happens, let me tell you the final conclusion of this actually. Lam, you can make a note of this. Lam, we actually stabilize the body. Lam, stabilizing the body. Vam, purifying the emotions. Vam is purifying emotions. Ram, transform energy. Ram is to transform energy. Yam, we open the heart without any hypocrisy, without any shame, without any curtains, And at Ham, we refine everything, specifically our speech and awareness. We refine everything, but very specifically speech and awareness. And at Sam, we integrate everything at the center. And that center is nothing but the Bindu. We integrate at the center. And that center is nothing but Bindu. And what is that Bindu? Sakshat Paradevata Mahatripura Sundari. And finally, what happens at that stage? The worshipper, the mantra, the deity, everything is one single thing only. One field, one single entity, one element, oneness. That's it. So therefore, when we chant Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Hum, and Sham, we are not just repeating sounds, but we are realigning the entire being actually. From gross to subtle, from fragmentation to integration, from individuality to universality, actually. And this is the true meaning which is central to Sri Vidya, that mantra, Panchabhutas, and Puja Tattva have to integrate like this, students. And there are no separate ideas, but they are continuous movement of the consciousness. And moving forward, all the students, those who have very seriously taken up examinations and got into the process of doing all the processes, they will be taught the process of the Panchabhuta meditation moving forward. They will be initiated into these with the Bija mantras and they will be taken forward. Others who are still trying, keep attending the classes, keep being very serious. And all those who are serious, if not me, definitely Devi will recognize your seriousness and she will definitely show the way to progress further. With this, I end my session. I hope this was beautiful for all of you and gave you all kinds of information and also enlightenment as what you are going to do and what is the processes that is happening. This is so intricate to our next class, or not the next class, but the upcoming class, because in the Lalita Sahasranamam, we have the Panchabhutas invocation in the beginning in itself, actually. So I will connect there further and I'll explain more from the perspectives of Lalita Sahasranamam. Keep attending all the classes and be benefited and keep taking notes and share your notes as an essay to me. I would be happy, and whatever the good essays are, we are publishing, and there are a lot of people who are reading, and we get a lot of comments in Facebook, in email, when they read your, when they read your reflections, when they read your essay. There are a lot of people who get inspired and they wanted to learn all these things because, like you, many of them are searching for such, such good teaching, such good ideas, and we are getting this in this space and we are providing it as maximum as possible and trying to put it as much in a perspective within a system with a way in which everybody can evolve. Everybody has a space to learn and everybody have to grow because this is our fundamental right. Lalita is our fundamental right. Lalita is within us. Lalita is everywhere, actually. So it is our duty to reach there, actually, and we are giving this space. Our Mahavidyalaya is giving that space, actually. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's finish the class with Mangalam. Sarva Mangalam Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostate Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshamak Shiva Dhatri Swaha Swada Namostate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvam Shri Chandi Mahalakshmi Arpanam Mastu Tathastu. Thank you so much. Namaskaram. See you in the next class.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you, Guruji.
Guruji.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Thank you.
Namaskaram. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Om Shri Matre Namaha, Guruji. Thank you.
Guruji, in today's class, every word is coming as a nectar drop of